Hello, welcome to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so at the end of the video. Today, I'm sharing tips from an occupation I've been devoted to for over 30 years. Here I am prepping my client for her quick weave with the U-part leave out. And then I realized my hands were moving a little faster than my brain. So typically when I'm doing a quick weave with leave out and the person has quite a bit of hair where you have to braid it, I do not place a braid directly underneath the leave out because I feel like it can create bulkiness. Remember, you have to place a track there. And so directly underneath the leave out, I like nothing but pure flatness. Once I'm done cornrowing the hair back, I take the length of each braid, pull it up in between the parted areas, sew the length of it to the cornrow next to it so that everything is flat. Then I take the bulky part at the bottom where you fold the braid up. I sew that down and I sew them to each other so they aren't movable. At this point, I place the stocking cap on my client's head. As you can see, there are two different women, each with a different braided and quick weave technique, one with leave out and one without. Once you've secured the stocking cap, we're going to apply the Morning Glory solution. Now, when applying the Morning Glory, you want to be sure to eliminate any leave out that you or your client may have. Eliminate getting it on your ears as well as your forehead. Also, make sure you apply enough because this solution is what keeps the glue from saturating through to your hair. Once it's all dry, you want to then cut around the ears, the hairline, as well as the leave out. Now, these were the parts that did not have Morning Glory on them, so it should be fairly easy to cut around it. 90% of the times when I'm doing a quick weave, I like to lay the entire bundle out and go ahead and apply glue to the track. You'd be surprised at how much time it eliminates having to not wait on the glue to get tacky enough to stick. In this particular clip, you can see where I cut around the leave out, but the Morning Glory still has the stocking cap in place. Now, I also I don't apply the Morning Glory directly on the edges. I like to let the edges hang loose for baby hair or even just to make it look more natural. Another advantage to pre-gluing the bundle is when you're ready to measure from ear to ear or temple to temple, you cut off a large enough piece of that track and you measure as you go. You really can't go wrong that way because if your measurement is off and you have extra track left over, you just apply it to the next line of tracks. When you're not pre-gluing the track, you take the track, the end that's cut, you place it where you want that track to start. You take the opposite end of the track that's not cut and you pinpoint that spot to be cut, wherever you want it to end. You cut it, glue it, and then you put it back in that spot that you just measured. Now, as you start to get to the top, you want to thin your tracks out. Take the track, take a razor blade, split it down the middle. It'll be two thin tracks that they put together to make a thicker track. That way, when you place those thinner tracks, it blends with the leave out better and it flows better. Once I've laid all the tracks, I then like to flat iron the leave out hair first. I'll go ahead on and apply the part wherever my client decides she wants her part. Then I'll take my cuticle straightening comb in addition to the flat iron, and I do the flat iron over the comb method to smooth all those cuticles out and to make the leave out hair flow natural with the track hair. Then at that point, I straighten out the track hair. Now, when I do that, I go row by row to straighten out the track hair just to make sure everything is straight and blended properly. Once everything was smoothed out, I went back through to fine tooth my work. I lifted up tracks. I inspected it in the middle to make sure there were no thin areas that would need more tracks in order for it to flow properly. And once I got right up to the top, I decided I did want to add one more thinned out track. So that's what I did to make sure it was right. Now here's something you want to be aware of. This is the return hair. So what happens is once you split that track, if you don't flip it on the right side and once you flat iron it or hot comb it, the return hairs will stick up. You just take your shears, put your shears directly underneath that return hair to make it lift even more, and you cut them completely off. Once that's done, you can smooth the leave out hair back down over the top track, and you shouldn't have any problems with return hairs sticking out from in between. If necessary, as a final step, I'll take my cuticle straightening comb, lift it underneath the top track, go over top of the leave out, pressing it smoothly into the top track to make sure there are no pieces sticking up nowhere in sight. I also use this step to press out any new growth or any puffiness that may stem from your natural growth. Because the idea is to make your hair flow perfectly with the weave hair and to not be able to determine the difference. Here you see where I left my client's edges out to be able to do baby hair once I was done. I think it makes it look a lot more natural. So I do recommend this unless your client specifically states that she does not want baby hair or hair left out. I recommend leaving it because it makes it look more natural. When I cut it, I will generally take a razor and razor cut it in a downward motion to give it that jagged effect to make it look natural, because when you use scissors, it can give it a very blunt look, which looks a little unnatural. My client likes lots of body. She likes for her hair to flow, blow in the wind, and just look very natural. So I gave her some really big loose curls, and in the front bang area, I just gave it that nice swoop effect. Ultimately, when I do a weave of any kind, be it sew-in weave, quick weave, regular glue-in weave, the goal is to make it look as natural as possible. I must say, with this client, that goal was achieved. I really hope the tips I've shared with you today will be very useful in you perfecting your own personal technique. Before I leave, I need to make sure you know how to safely remove this quick weave. Number one, you are going to rinse your hair thoroughly. You're going to apply a generous amount of moisturizing shampoo. And with this shampoo, you're going to lightly massage it into the tracks as well as the stocking cap. Now, do not get it twisted. This is not designed to be the actual shampooing process. This is just designed to loosen up the tracks as well as the Morning Glory solution. So don't get happy and start scratching your scalp, because then you're going to have a nightmare of unwanted dreads. What happens is you rinse away the Morning Glory solution and that incredible bond that is protecting your hair from being fully saturated with glue. At that point, the cap and everything on top of the cap will pull back easily. Soak up the water by blotting with a towel, cut the thread, and take each cornrow loose. Run a wide tooth comb through your hair to remove any tangles, and then you are free to shampoo. I appreciate you watching. Until next time. Bye.